Hi guys, my name is Nurbilal, and today I wanted to present why should public school in the US have ESL programs. And with ESL programs, I mean English as second language learner. And it means people from different countries who come to the US for education. It can be from any other country. People just move in here for education so they can get a better degree and have a better job in the future. And let's go back a little bit with why should U.S. public school should not have ESL program. First reason is teachers are complaining about having ESL student in their classrooms because they can be a distraction for others. They will not pay attention to her and they will not do their assignment on time because it can be for so many reasons, because they don't want to listen, or they think the teacher is just so mean to them, or they can't communicate with her or with him. So it's pretty hard. Second, school have to not just hire more teachers to teach ESL classes, but they also have to hire some special people like paraeducator. They have to hire somebody else to help in their ESL classrooms, and that costs more money. So they're more employment, but at the same time they're not seeing really good results. Third, it can be schools at the end of every year when it's time for graduation. If they didn't have a good graduation rate, they can lose more money for the year after. So it's not a good thing for schools. And then third, students are failing their classes, and that's a really big issue for high school in the US, because really how many students graduate from your high school, it's gonna show how good is your school. And in here I have a little graph that shows those are the national native English speakers, and this one is the ESL speakers. And so we can see how with the native English speakers we have a higher rate of graduation, but when it comes to ESL we have it low and low and low, and that's becoming a problem because schools are losing more money of that. But at the same time, there's also cons of that. There's also pros of that. And they are, students have a better chance of passing their classes with ESL programs. They get extra help with their classes. They get offered an after-school program so they can work on their homework and their assignment. And that's a really big thing right now, because now the student doesn't have to go to their home and just not knowing what they're doing. There's so many programs that school are providing for ESL students that really helpful, like after-school program or AmeriCorps, and they both work with students so they can be able to graduate. Second, school have a higher chance of presenting a multicultural event. They have different people from different countries, different backgrounds. So they have more events and more culture events. And then third one will be graduation rate again. If we work on students and if we put money on them and they graduate, school can raise more money because of that. Of course, at the end we have to work on that. We can't just throw them out there and just be like, yeah, you have to do your work. We always have to help them and push them toward that. And with this graph, it shows in different states what is the percent of ESL students. And in Utah, we can see we have 6.6% of the Utah population are ESL student who's enrolled in public schools. So that's kind of quite a big number. I mean, I work at Conrad High School, and they do have about 600 refugee, 600 student whose their English is as their second language. So that's a real big number. And their graduation rate, it's not really bad because there's so many support in that school that they're pushing the student to go toward graduation. So again, at the end, I believe that if we put the effort and a little extra money on those students right now, we're gonna see a better future. Because if they get a better education, they can have a better job, and that also means we will have less number of unemployment people, because they have a degree. And as we see here, less than a high school diploma, they receive about $493. But at the same time, we have a lot of people who's not employed because they have no education. And then as more as we go, associate, bachelor, master's, professional degree, doctoral degree, they receive about 1,623, and the employment rate it gets about 1.7% only. That's a big difference between 8% to 1.7%, just because we're putting the effort on that. So I will encourage you to think about it and say why shouldn't we give them the help. For example, we have Sigmund Freud, Rita, and Steve Jobs, who are refugees, and each of them have a big effect on American people because Steve Jobs was the first one who created Apple. Rita she's a pop singer, and Sigmund Freud is a psychologist. They all benefited the Native American. So don't you believe that if you give them the help right now, they're gonna become like that? Think about it one more time and help the students. Thank you.